back into the program. So that is my point of view from my league and what we provide to the youth of the entire town and the villages. There is no specific, we take care of one village over a different village, or one town over the villages. We serve every single youth within our whole area. And for me, it's upsetting when we're starting to get down to, and I'll just rephrase the nickel and diming, where it's specific now towards the village. Because we just don't serve Washingtonville resident taxpayers' kids, that now that part of it suffers, where it has never, ever been an issue prior, pre, whatever had happened prior, because we had served youth from all of them. And now it just seems like, because we just don't serve Washingtonville village residents' youth, that's an issue.
I'm going to interject. I don't think that's the case, if it was just Washingtonville or not. It's because it's not a recreation program sponsored by the Village of Washingtonville.
But you're
We
not.
do have a recreation program. If you were a division of our recreation program, this wouldn't even be an argument. But you're not. You're independent. And go back to what you serve, and you're not going to be able to help these kids. Well, the $2,000 that we used to give to the food bank, that's $2,000 in food directly that people in the Washingtonville are not going to get, along with Bloom and Grove. And
Listen,
that's
if you told me
in
you were
food.
gonna put $125 towards the food bank every month, I have no argument.
Well, I'm just
You
telling
understand what I'm
we didn't
saying?
give them $2,000.
But legally, we
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
But
But
legally you can take the electricity.
There's no legality in terms of you paying the electric bill. It's not, there's not a law saying that you can't, as a village board, vote, this is what we're gonna provide. That's my statement. You're absolutely right. If legally you cannot do it, then there is no discussion. Then there's a piece of paper saying legally you cannot provide electric to Little League when they play there during the week. I would completely and utterly understand that. But I think the discussion is that that is $125 for 6 months, however you add that up, that can be absorbed with everything. I don't even, like the trustee said, right, it's
Can
in
I
circles,
just say
so
something?
you guys have you guys made up already, so.
Okay,
No,
Mr. Davy.
that's not true.
I don't know if I can say something.
Well,
Go ahead.
they-
Okay, I just want to say this.
Okay.
So at the last meeting that you were here, you stated that when you became president of Washingtonville Little League, you felt that it wasn't, I don't know, you didn't want to take money from parents who couldn't work the concession stands or whatever it was, $60? Was that what it was?
No, ma'am.
That you
You
decided
misunderstood.
not to charge the parents if they couldn't volunteer.
Correct,
You did away with that.
correct. That was a work
Is
bond.
that correct?
That was a work bond, yes.
I can hear you.
That was a work bond, yes, you are
Right,
correct.
okay, so you decided as the president of Washingtonville Little League that you were gonna ease the burden on these parents. That was your decision, correct?
Correct.
Our decision is that we have to be financially responsible to the people who pay taxes here. That's my point, okay? Not everybody who plays Little League lives in the village. Our job as a board is to be financially responsible to these residents, and that's what.
Have we brought this to the residents and asked their opinion, since they're the ones who vote?
No, but I was elected
Thank
to.
you. And we just got reelected last night.
We were elected
I
to.
realize that, congratulations. But this is not something that, this is an arbitrary decision by you that you feel is best, is my question. If so, then I understand, but have we talked to the residents regarding it? Has it ever been?
Not required
An
in a
issue.
referendum.
Yeah, it's not a referendum.
Okay.
And what if they said, we don't want Little League using the field?
Well, then that
Then
would be,
what-
then that would be a decision they would have to come to, and then we'd have to go someplace
Yeah,
else.
but you know that that's not gonna be a good
I
decision.
understand that, but
Okay,
that's,
and that's not where we're looking to go, okay? My conversations with Supervisor Geralman, I think it was both fields, it just wasn't Mays Field, where they pay $15,000 a year in electric. Okay, so it has to be less also, because I really think that's crazy, okay? Now, that's $15,000 that all of us in this room are paying, somewhere, okay? Not everyone in this room is paying the $125. If I could ask for hands up in the air, how many of you live in the village of Washington? See where I'm going? It's terrible. I know that, but we didn't set up this process. All right? And, you know, trust me when I said, our mind's not made up. Okay? That's what everyone in this village and town has always believed, that boards have their minds made up before they even sit down. All right? That was probably true in the past, but I can assure you it's not true right now. My mind's not made up. You're giving great arguments. So is Trustee Galore and Trustee Mack. Great arguments. Okay, the question is, it's $125, okay? Right, that's what it came out to.
Well, more, but we'll take less.
You know, I'm hearing mixed messages that we don't make money from the concession stand, okay? But we need to raise money for the lost revenue of the concession stand. So is it that we make money in the concession stand? And I hope you make a lot of it, okay? Or are we making money from the concession stand?
That concession stand at Woodfield barely makes it on its own after we pay our umpires. And if we have workers that come. So that 125 will have to come out of that revenue. So again, somewhere again, as you do with your budget, we'll have.
Okay.
to-
So
that
that's
decision is
another,
to be made.
that's another argument, okay? In your favor, let's say, okay? Now, I've spoken to Little League, and really they frown upon paying people, but they're okay with paying umpires. I guess you can't get umpires, quality umpires, but neither could the major leagues, okay? So that's just an ongoing thing. How much would this hurt the Little League program that you now have in place, that you've collected all the money from your sponsors, I guess, right?
We haven't, we don't, right now, the money that we have in account is for what registrations we've received, and that's not everybody. In turn, that will go, as I explained before, towards each kid for insurance, towards each team to register, our charter for uniforms, for new equipment. So again, as it comes in, this is where that money gets funneled back out into, to prep the concession stand, to do the new signs. So I don't know what our operating budget will begin once every kid is outfitted, once every piece of equipment is bought.
And you haven't collected anything for fall ball yet, right? That's still down the line?
For next year, for the upcoming fall?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't
For
happen.
fall of
until-
19, registration isn't open until.
So this is just the April, spring season?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. And as with everything,
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I'm the only person that's actually a resident here, and I know my.
No, we have the same.
Oh, in this end.
That's why there's an argument.
This side.
Yeah,
And
and in the bleachers over there, the
You know,
cheap
it-
seats along the wall.
I'm sitting here quietly, I've never been to something like this.
And I thank you for being so quiet.
I'm just trying to take it all in. But, you know, in my view of what's going on as a resident that pays taxes, anything for children, I don't have a problem with my taxes paying for it, even animals. But, you know, I know that you have to.
That's the argument.
My
And-
daughter
and
actually
it's
does
a
play
legitimate
softball,
argument.
and, you know, I want to see her play in that field, because we live so close to it. It's nice when we're having games in that field, and it's a very nice field. and I don't mind only one person here paying taxes.
No,
But again,
we,
well, my argument is that if it's for the children, I give everything for my children,
Yes.
for anybody's
and I don't
children.
think anyone in here is in
And-
disagreement with that.
That's real.
Yeah, I understand.
We're not in
but
disagreement with
I know that you have to, there's so many things that have to be, you know, the budget has to be, you know, go down right down to the dollar to make everything go right. But I'm just saying that I don't mind if my tax dollars pay the electric for Little League, for girls, you know,
Well,
softball.
No, and I
That's all.
appreciate,
I'm only, you know, one person, and I'm just sitting in on this, and that's, you know.
and I
just,
do appreciate what you
you
just
know,
said. Let's move forward now. We have, look, Forest wants to use the field for practice, but they want the concession stand open.
Okay. And when is that gonna take place during, well,
But we don't know.
we don't know.
You see, because it's not, this board truly believes it's a village field that softball is using with the schedule that they're going to give us, okay? That could change because of weather. But we can't shut down other organizations coming in here to play. It's a village field. We want kids to play. I was up there today, there's kids all over the playground.
Yeah.
That's what you want,
Yeah.
okay? The parents were happy because they got out of the house.
I go there for practice, and my daughter's friends wanna come because they wanna play.
Yes, you
Well,
know,
she's
but-
practicing.
but that's one of the issues that is on our minds. What happens when that other organization comes in? To say, well, you have a concession stand. Let's open up the concession stand so we can make money for our organization. All right, it could be Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, doesn't matter. Right, one of the things that we are planning, believe it or not, we wanted to freeze the field, you know, this year. It wasn't, the weather didn't help us, okay? But at that point, and the field, and that building is not ready for this to work in the winter. But to have it work in the winter where money is being raised by the certain organizations. If there's an ice skating weekend, maybe the first weekend goes to girls softball, the second weekend goes to the Cub Scouts. All right, where they're using the concessions there. Right, that's, we want the field to be used, okay? But we can't keep going in the direction that we're going, because it's not fair to the taxpayer. But it's $125. What it is.
Yeah, no, or $144.
Whatever, you know, it's not going to break any bank, okay? I believe it could be more principle than not.
I just wanna know that my daughter's, it's close to my house. That's not the only reason, but.
Well, how close are you to the field? Why don't you open up your kitchen?
I jump in, when they don't have enough people, I jump in the concession stand, and I do cook burgers, and. I
And
do
that's
volunteer.
really the discussion that we had last month about getting more volunteers involved in the organization.
My daughter also did the cheerleading, and years ago, you used to have to work in the concession
Yes.
stand or buy out of it. I get it. I used to always volunteer my time and go in the concession stand.
It was a great, you know, at the time, it was horrendous. Why do I have to do that? But looking back, we all did it, and we all got through it.
I did it for soccer for
I
20
sell
years.
50/50 tickets, and I sell more than anybody else. Because that's how good of a salesman I am for the children.
Would you like to be on the planning board?
I'm free right now. You know, but that's all. I know there's a lot of things that have to be
There's
taken
a
into consideration.
lot of different.
But I'm just saying that the softball part of it is a big part of it for me. My daughter does the cheerleading and the softball, and I'd like to see, and it doesn't seem like it's going down the road that's gonna be there for her, the rest of her career. It looks like it's going like that, it might not be a softball field, you know, down the road.
Well, I don't think
I
we've
don't
ever.
know, I don't
No.
know.
Like I said, the field is, there's no issue with using the field, zero. that's a done deal. It's the concession stand which we're
Yeah.
discussing.
Yeah, no, I understand how. the
Zero
concession-
issue with the field.
The concession stand works to raise money for, you know, uniforms and to fund, you know, the organization for the children. So any money that's made out of there goes back into the league, I'm sure, to help and for children to play. I mean, that's all. I really don't wanna, that's all I have to say. That
Thank
I believe I had
my
your daughter,
personal,
I believe I had your daughter in class when you.
my older daughter, yes, you did have my older daughter. She, my younger daughter is now 11, my older daughter's 20.
You didn't need to tell me that, because that just made me a lot older than I
Well,
thought I was.
I'm not that young myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna, can I make a resolution and then vote it on the table? A motion, I mean? A motion? Right, to, for this 6 months, even though it's more, at $125 a month for the use of the concession stand.